Hello and welcome back to Discovering Dez. My name is Dez and I am so glad to have you all here today. Before we get started with today's video, I want to make sure that you remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can be one of the first people to know when I upload a new video. I would also like to say thank you to all the people who have clicked that button and subscribed recently. I greatly appreciate you guys adding me to your rotation of the daily dish of YouTube that we all like to partake in. Like, I don't take it lightly. I really do appreciate the love that a lot of you guys are showing me. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than the past videos that I've done, well, at least a couple videos that I've done over the past couple of weeks where I've been doing reviews and such. But today I want to, we're gonna have some real life talk right now. Yeah, it's gonna be a real life talk. It's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, especially when it comes to younger people, but we are doing better about talking about it. I feel like I'm saying about a lot. So the title of this video and this segment, because it's probably going to be a repeat thing that I'm going to try to do on my channel, is going to be Beyond the Stage. What stage you speak of, you may ask. I mean, when we graduate from college, what is life like after that transition? I feel like a lot of people experience various things that we don't necessarily talk about. As far as post-graduation depression, anxiety in the workplace, imposter syndrome, all of that, how we cope with becoming an adult, how we handle ourselves as an adult. I feel like a lot of people have various struggles during that transition period, and I hope that this can be a safe space for us to talk about these things. We've seen our friends go astray after graduation, and we've seen friends skyrocket and go on that path to success after graduation. But I feel like that first year after graduation really makes a difference between the momentum that people take after graduating from college. If you've seen some of my older videos, you've seen me ranting about adulting. You've seen the memes that people share, well, mostly young people share, about just the random things that they didn't know adults had to do, and just adjusting to adulthood. Today we're going to be looking at imposter syndrome. If you've never heard the term before, if you use your context clues, you can kind of figure it out, but we're gonna put on our reading glasses and we're gonna take a look at the definition, because I like to make sure that we have receipts and evidence and all the things. Psychology Today states that imposter syndrome is a psychological term referring to a pattern of behavior where people doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent, often internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Not an actual disorder, the term was coined by clinical psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes in 1978. When they found that despite having adequate external evidence of accomplishments, people with imposter syndrome remain convinced that they do not deserve the success that they have.
We're dealing with facts.
Facts. That definition pretty much hits the nail on its head. Like, that's it right there. Just to sum it up again, imposter syndrome is when one feels like their successes are inadequate and they don't necessarily believe in themselves, regardless of their extensive resume of accomplishments that they may have. It is often accompanied by anxiety and worry and stress, just about your general position in the world and especially in the workplace. I would say I've dealt with imposter syndromes I would say that I've dealt with imposter syndrome since about ninth grade. When you get into those AP and honors level classes, you really, as a black man, you start to see a lot less people that look like you, sound like you, and that are a part of your culture. That's no slight to the majority that's in those classes, but there just isn't many minorities within those higher level courses for whatever reason. So even though I knew I was capable of the work and that I could master the content, I often felt out of place, and that often affected my motivation to do certain things within those spaces. This followed me to college, and it honestly intensified from there. Even though my college was relatively diverse, I was still at a predominantly white institution. I was successful there, but still battled with comparing myself to others and often feeling out of place, inadequate for whatever reason, no matter how good things were going in reality. Fast forward 4 years and I graduate, I do all of that, woohoo, got my piece of paper, and people think your degree is a golden ticket to success and it knocks down all the doors, but it's just like, it's a knock on the door. It's a little tap. Upon entering the workforce, I was met with the continued worry about my preparedness for my job and my general everyday anxiety. I knew solidly that I was capable of doing my job, but just those thoughts of insecurity often made me question, was I ready for this? Was I prepared enough for this? I often downplayed my abilities and accomplishments just because of how I would compare myself to my peers. Imposter syndrome often triggers a cycle of anxiety, procrastination, stress, and fixation on the process of doing and failing versus the more growth-centered mindset of doing and the possibility of success. And that's why I feel like a lot of people struggle with time management when they enter into adulthood, because they don't feel that they're capable of doing the work. Thusly, they're not motivated to do the work in advance. And that's something I could definitely identify with. I've definitely struggled with time management over the years, and it's something that I'm continuing to address as I move forward in my professional career, because stuff like that, working on CP time, it is not looked upon the best, and I'm working on that. I am really working on that. Imposter syndrome often stops people from really pursuing those opportunities that are higher levels, exploring new opportunities, and often connecting with people, whether that be in their professional lives or their personal lives. When you connect with people in the professional setting, whether it be as a friend, like you're making friends at work, or networking, imposter syndrome in those relationships often feel like you are worried about opening up to this person, and something you might say is taken and carried back to administration and all of that, and management. People do worry about that, because you never know where people where their alliances are, and what their motivations might be, and that's a real anxiety for some people, and I can definitely attest to that as far as opening up to people that you work with. In your personal life, again, it kind of treads along the same lines. Like, you worry that you're not good enough to be around certain people in your family, or if it's your partner, you worry about, am I good enough to these people, or am I treating this person appropriately? To address imposter syndrome, many people seek therapy, speak with life coaches, attend support groups, and establish mentors. When we open up to people, I really feel like it allows us to create a safe space for us to can have continued discussions where they can let us know that we are not alone in having those anxieties, but we are also supported in the process of living through those. We have to consciously create a support system, because you just can't expect people to hop on the train of supporting you. You gotta let people know, I need X, Y, and Z from you. And not like a monetary need or material need, but like as a friend, I need you to help support me in this situation. These people often want to see you healthy and to see you succeed. So please, 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 if you ever need to talk about these things, reach out to someone, and you never know who's willing to help you and talk with you about certain situations that you may have questions or concerns about. One thing that I've noticed in therapy is that a lot of people will do like little outlines of all of their accomplishments. They sit down with their therapist and do that, and it helps people and myself see that you have concrete value in this world, and that your accomplishments are taken as valid. And here are the reasons why. Just seeing that really allows you to see you're not alone. It provides a different validation that one may not necessarily receive when they're completing said accomplishments, which goes back to that cycle of procrastination and anxiety. Because a lot of people actually produce good work when they are under that stress. I hope you guys have taken something from this video. I hope it's not too long. I really want us to create a safe space for not only millennials to discuss this, but for people of all generations to discuss how their transitions in life impact how they deal with others and how they feel about their current realities. Imposter syndrome is not something new, and it's not something that only millennials have dealt with. I really want to create a safe space here on my channel for us to have these real life mental health discussions. If you have any questions, feel free to drop down below in the comment section and drop those there, or any general comments about the content. Again, I thank you for stopping by DiscoveringDez. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a blessed day.